Hello friends, I am Gaurav and I'll be taking business communication in this particular semester. I hope you recall that I have taught you English language and communication skills in the last semester. So I'll be continuing from there only, and in this semester we'll be discussing business communication. If you look at the syllabus of this particular subject, you will see that there are many similarities with what we have studied in English language and communication skills in the first semester, right? For example, if you look at unit 1, wherein we have to talk about communication, how communication process takes place, what do we actually mean by communication, what is the importance of communication. So you would recall that we have already covered this in the first semester. So what we will be doing is, since it is there in this syllabus as well, so we'll be covering it again, but we'll be touching upon these topics in very brief, right? So we'll be discussing in the first unit the importance of communication, the essentials of effective communication. There we had discussed how to make a good speech, how to make a good presentation, how to make an effective presentation. So the same thing has to be studied here as well. We have talked about the various barriers to effective communication. We have talked about the psychological barriers, cross-cultural barriers, physical barriers. So we'll be talking about these barriers again, but in very brief. Then we have to talk a little bit about the channels of communication. So we'll be discussing them also in brief. Then if you look at unit 2, you would say that again these topics which are there in unit 2, they've already been covered in the first semester. We have talked about written or verbal communication. We have in fact talked about formal and informal communication also, and upward downward communication as well. Apart from these different types of communication, we have also discussed the other types which are possible there. We have talked about vertical and horizontal and diagonal communication, and we have talked about non-verbal communication, wherein we are making use of paralanguage. So we discuss paralanguages there as well. So we'll be discussing all those things again in this particular semester also in unit 2, right? Now if you look at unit 3, 4 and 5, now you would recall that these are the topics which are actually new to you, because we have not discussed them in detail in first semester. And in fact, this is the essence of business communication in this particular semester. Please understand that it is all about inculcating the communication skills. So it is not just about theory. The first and the second unit basically are simple theories, but we have to also inculcate skills. We should be able to write a letter. In case I need to write a letter to my customer, I should be able to do that. If I am working in an organization and I have to write a letter to my boss, I should be able to do that. So that is the skill that you should target in this particular subject, in this particular semester. And unit 3, 4, 5 are basically about this skill only. So we'll be studying these 3 units from this perspective. We would try to inculcate these skills. We would be able to write commercial correspondence. We should be able to understand what are the elements of good commercial correspondence. Now what do we mean by commercial correspondence? Commercial means something that is being used for commercial purpose, for purpose of business. So for example, if you are running a company and there is some supplier and you have to write him a letter, how do you write that letter? Or it may so happen that there is a satisfied customer, or there is a dissatisfied customer who has lodged a complaint to you against your product, which he felt was not good enough. So now how do you write a letter to redress that grievance of your customer? So this again would be an example of commercial correspondence. So what are the essentials of such kind of commercial correspondence? How is it different from the general informal letters that we have been writing to our parents or friends? So this is what we are going to discuss in unit 3. So there are different types of commercial correspondence. For example, letter of inquiry. Letter of inquiry is, for example, you want to inquire from a company whether that particular company has a particular product and whether it can supply that product to your company. So that could be a letter of inquiry. Letter of credit order. What do we mean by this? Letter of credit order means, credit here means udhar. So for example, it may so happen that you are asking your supplier firm for some kind of a credit. So how do you ask for that credit? That has to be written through these kind of letters. Then we have complaint letters. We may have to write to insurance firms also. We may have to write to banks also. For example, if you want the bank to increase the amount loaned to you, then you'll have to write to the bank. Or maybe if you are unable to pay because of corona outbreak, you are unable to pay and you want the bank to relax the conditions for you and to allow you to pay at a later date, then again you'll have to write to the bank. So all these things we are going to discuss in unit 3. Then we'll also be discussing some other types of official correspondence, which includes basically circulars apart from letters, circulars, and then we have got memos, we have got the CVs, the biodatas that we write if we want to apply for a job in a particular organization. So we'll be talking about them. So, and apart from this, we'll also be talking about how to write notices. So these are the 3-4 tools that we'll be getting to know about, and we'll be actually writing them. Then we'll also be discussing press communication. Now what do we mean by press communication? For example, you might have come across press communication in our college also. Whenever, let's say, there is a practical exam and the department wants this to be published in the newspaper so that the students who are unable to come to school or college, they also get to know about these practicals through the newspaper. So what will the department do? It will draft a letter for the press and request the press to publish this piece of news that there is going to be the practical exam on a particular date. So this is an example of press communication. Again, many a times we want press to know about new developments in our company. For example, if I am launching a new product in a company, if I am coming up with a new product in the company, I would want the press to know about it so that they can further disseminate this information in the general public. So that again is an example of press communication. The ads that we go for, that we get published in newspapers, that is again an example of press communication. So we'll be talking about all these aspects in unit 5. The idea will be to inculcate the practical skills. You should be able to write the letters, be it letter of inquiry, be it a complaint letter, be it a letter to your creditor, or be it a letter to your customer. You should be able to write. You should be able to write circulars, memorandums, and you should be able to also draft communication for the press. So that has to be the idea in this particular semester, in this particular subject. As far as assessment goes, you know already that the 15 marks are earmarked for your internal assessment exams, which would be taking place offline. Then you will have fortnightly assessments, wherein, as already has been declared by Dr. Aarti Sharma, every 14 days, every fortnight, there would be one objective test in which there would be 10 questions from this very subject which you will have to attempt. So for every such test there would be 1 mark, which means there would be 5 such tests every 14 days, and 5 marks have been earmarked for such online fortnightly assessments. Then you also have to keep preparing notes for every single lecture that you would be watching here. So for every single lecture that is being uploaded, you have to prepare your own notes in around 200 words. Many a times you would not have to simply copy the words of the teacher. You would have to write the notes in your own words, and secondly, you may have to, rather than writing down the notes, you may have to do some practical assignments. So it may so happen that I am discussing an application for leave, so you will be required to write that application, right? And so how you have to actually prepare these notes, at the end of every lecture I'll let you know as to what you have to do. So for example, if I'm discussing letter, you will have to write a letter. Rather than just writing down how to write a letter, you have to actually write a letter. Fine. Then apart from that, we also have some reading assignments for you. Word Power Made Easy, you'll have to complete. You have already completed around 20 odd sessions. Some of these students have completed 40. The idea is now in this semester you should be thoroughly aware of all the words which are there in Word Power Made Easy. So the marks earmarked for Word Power Made Easy, 2 marks, and then you have to read any 2 books of your choice which you have never read earlier. So you cannot repeat a book which you have already read in the first semester, or a book that you have already read in your class 12th. You should not be taking these books. You take a book which is absolutely new to you. You have never read it earlier. Any 2 books of your choice. It could be fiction, it could be non-fiction, and then you will have to make presentation on both the books, and you will be scoring 3 marks based on that. So this is how you would be assessed in this particular semester. As I've said already, the idea is that you should inculcate skills. You should be able to communicate better. You should be able to write letters. You should be able to write official correspondences. You should be able to write press communication, draft press communication, and plus you should be able to present yourself well also. So this is what is expected from you in this particular semester. So thank you very much. We'll start in the next session with Unit 1. Thank you.